At 7:45, we continue following the aftermath of the explosion at Smitty's chemical plant in Roseland. The Environmental Protection Agency took command of operations as the work starts to contain any hazardous materials and debris. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Responti joins us this morning to discuss the potential legal implications of this explosion and fire. Joe, good morning. Thanks for being with us. And we want to preface our conversation with this is still obviously an active situation, so we can only honestly speculate what could potentially happen moving down the line. But what legal ramifications can we expect? And I know there's kind of a long list, but what are some that we can expect from this explosion?
Well, we don't know all of them, but I'll tell you one. If you said we're speculating, I'm not going to, this is not a big speculation on my part. There are teams of people representing these mass tort law firms that they hold themselves out to be, who are signing people up. They don't know exactly what their bobo is going to be. They don't exactly know a lot of things, but they're signing them up to be their clients already. And
is this to be part of a class action situation, or would they be individual cases, or a combination?
Well, you know, right now there is no class, but that's part of the deal. There's going to come a point where there's going to be X amount. You have to have there's a whole list of things that allows you to be certified as a class. And these people, you know, it's basically a group of people who are in a like situation. And they're going to determine who that is. And right now they don't know many things, certainly as far as how big a circumference do you go, depending on the wind, et cetera, as to who possibly could have been affected by this.
And that could take a lot of time and factors to determine who would be qualified as someone, and not physically injured, but harmed in some way by this potentially.
Well, that's going to be determined. Okay, first of all, what they're going to do is, well, first they're going to get their group of clients. Then they're going to determine who. Sometimes there are subclasses within the people that are very close to it, and 1 mile away, a half a mile away, 3, etc. Then, once that's determined, they got to determine. First you have to have the liability. Did the company do or not do certain things which would have been the causation of this event? Once that is determined, then we got to determine damages, and then who is damaged. And that's where you start to get the experts on the factory. Then you're going to get the experts on the chemicals. Then you're going to get the doctors who are going to be the experts on the injuries, and on and on and on. We'll be talking about this for years, but this is the beginnings of what I believe will be a mass tort litigation.
So there is really no timeline on when things would be determined as to who's impacted by this or who has legal claims.
Well, there's certain timelines for torts that you have to file, but don't worry, these boys aren't going to miss their statute of limitations. They're going to file, and then people can be added for a certain amount of time after that even. There's a lot, and believe me, I'm not an expert on mass torts, but you don't need to join the class. You can go to any attorney, you know, me or anybody else to be involved in this thing. But usually the way it goes is to get with that class, and then there's a group of lawyers get together, and they're the committee, and it goes on and on. So it's a whole thing.
A lot of layers to this, and as you mentioned, we'll be talking about this for quite some time.
I think so.
All right, well, Joe, thanks for, I guess, helping us start to understand what could potentially happen down the line on this front. We appreciate your time this morning.
Okay.
All right, let's get over to